So I got this really good message from a client this week, and this is a great introduction to the next video about why training needs to be getting harder. Describe your week training wise. Training wise was a really good week. I'm looking forward to rest days now, which has never been the case prior, really giving it my all when I train. Why this is so important and why my client has experienced so much growth in the last 4 weeks is that training needs to be getting harder. It's not this case of like you get more jacked and then training becomes easier. It's like, no, if you want to get more jacked and you really want to look like you train, even, stacking up those 90-day wins it should be getting harder. It should be getting progressively more intense, should be lifting more weight. It should be, leg day comes around and you're fucking terrified because muscle grows through mechanical tension, which means you're training close to failure. But progress happens when you add more load to that tension over time. What load can come down to is, of course, adding more weight. And it doesn't have to be a plate every single time. I see plenty of girls and guys using, let's say for chicks, using the hip thrust and they're slapping plates on there. You could put 1.25 on there and that's more load. And that tension will add over time and you'll get more progress. Because number one here, muscle grows from mechanical tension. Again, training close to failure. When you train hard, you create tension in the muscle. Your body responds by adapting more tissue to that to handle more. So this is why potentially you've never really seen much change over a course of a period of time, because you haven't started to actually be tracking your program, seeing where the weight needs to be added. Yes, you can probably remember your shit week to week, but what happens across the month? Are you actually getting better? Is that hip thrust increasing? Is that RDL increasing? Are those kickbacks, you're adding more kickbacks? Or if you're a dude, yeah, sure. Your bench is probably, is it going up? But why does it feel like for the last 8 weeks you've just been stuck at 80 kilos and still can't do 100? Mechanical tension, muscle adapts, more muscle, more strength. Tension is the signal. Progressive overload is the catalyst. If you're getting stronger, you're going to be adding more tissue because stronger muscles are built to produce more force. So the stall, while progress stops, most lifters hit a wall because they don't track their lifts. They keep training but never fucking tracking anything. They have no idea what's happening under the hood. They change programs too often because of this. They never see the increase in challenge, so they change programs and go, oh, that program's shit. I didn't advance. But why changing program feels so good, I explained that in a previous video, is that the neurological things happen first, which we'll get into in a second. Rely on motivation instead of progression. Motivation, I've spoken about this before. It's like this. At every level, no matter how advanced you get, you might look at super jack people like, oh, the motivation's not an issue. It's because they're so disciplined, they've been obsessed for that 90-day period and beyond. And what's left when obsession fades? I talk about this all the time. Discipline. You can't build a bigger body with the same stimulus forever. We need to be making sure that we're getting stronger. So why 90 days can restart your entire progress? And the simple steps that I do with everyone that I work with. Track your lifts. Use the same exercises. Focus on adding weight reps or better execution. Review your progress over weeks, not days. Like I said before, you can probably remember your program week in, week out. But hang on a second, how come this weight hasn't gone up over... Wait, what did I do last month? Oh, I'm just going to change program. That's the logic. You're not seeing progress. Whereas example, here's a bench press example. Week 1, 80 kilos for 8 reps. Week 2, you got 9. Week 3, you added 2.5. You got 8. Then the next week, 9. This is up. This is progress. And then week 12, you're 90 for 8. That's measurable sort of progress across the training period. It's not something that happens every single week. It's going to, especially when you're advanced, you've been training for more than, say, 3 to 5 years, and you reach this stall, this is a perfect amount of progress here. Because in 90 days, small improvements add up to big changes. 1% better is better than fucking nothing. 4. So why 90 days? Why I like 90 days is because in the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're just learning the movement. Your brain just changes, neurological adaptations. You get better at doing the skill, motor unit recruitment. You understand how to get around your training program better. You're mixing that in with training, keeping things simple, tasting repetitive with your food. There's lots to learn in this first 2 weeks and not much growth. But it feels productive when you chop and change within these 2 to 6 weeks between program to program because you're just getting this neurological, I can lift heavier on this machine, and then it sort of conks out. You go, okay, cool, I'm going to try that machine, and then you get some benefit because you're just learning the skill again. You're not actually building any muscle. This is what happens after 6 to 12 weeks. Tissue adaptations, muscle grows, you get stronger. Because it's not about number 5 here, doing more. Do less, more intensity, and maybe add in a little bit of frequency. So what most lifters do, all their hard work in one day, chest day, I'm going to do glute day, lots of exercises, massive fatigue, low quality sets at the end. You probably have like fucking 8 push exercises. And with the girls, you smash your glutes until they fucking can't contract or push a shit out. So for the first 2 days, you've got really good quality here. You probably got chest. For girls, you got glutes, then you got glutes, then you got glutes, and then you got glutes. The quality drops. What really works better, in my experience with all the lifters I work with, is spread that hard work across 2 to 3 sessions. Maybe you got a little bit of chest here, maybe 1 exercise here, and I don't really do 3 bouts of frequency depending on the person. Like with women, you guys recover a lot faster simply because you're not lifting as heavy loads as guys. Call me sexist. It's just the science. Whereas with a guy, you would go like, okay, let's do a push session here, do something else here, and you do push again. And maybe this push session has like 1 or 2 chest exercises, and this one has 1. So you're still hitting it twice a week, but you're able to put a great intensity in here. High quality with each session is the goal here. Because the science, most muscle fibers recruit and growth signal happening with the first 2 to 3 hard exercises. After that, there's quite a significant drop off. So if you can spread that frequency out of the intensity bouts, well, you're going to get much more growth across that period of time. So frequency science, multiple studies show that training a muscle group 2 to 3 times per week, like with my girls, I like them to hit glute if their goal is glutes and back, jack back and delts. Well, they're probably hitting that 2 to 3 times a week. With my guys, most guys, they want big chest and arms. They're going to hit that twice a week in different sort of orders of things with different mechanisms of like how recoverability, like big heavy presses twice a week, you can do it. Just depends on how you would structure that in a program. And then from that point, you would just start to see really good ramp up in growth and things like that. Like up here with the message I got from my client, this is great. I'm looking forward to rest days now. This is a great indication that you're training hard enough. Okay, so more frequent stimulus, more growth signals without increasing total weekly volume. So, you would do 1 week here, 50 fucking sets of chest or glutes. Whereas if you spread out that 50 sets across 2 to 3 weeks, you get to get an even bout of like whatever 3 divided by 50 is an example. And then from there, you would see different bouts of intensity. So you'd be able to really get a good stimulus across, a far better training week. So DM me the word better on Instagram and I'll break down your training and nutrition lifestyle on a free call. And then from there, you can really start to see the results come in from 90 days. So that is only for the people that watch this video on Instagram. Send me the word better and I'll do a free call for you. So what really gets the cake here is get a coach. So what happens is, and this is my own experience, is yeah, sure, I was getting results like this. Slower. You're still getting there, like that's slowly, but with a coach who keeps you accountable and tells you to shut the fuck up and do the thing much faster. Okay? So this is where a lot of people sort of get confused, like, oh, I don't want to get told what to do. It's like, okay, well, keep getting slower results then. If you are ready to be, held accountable and the light being shined on the things that you're not doing, the things that you're avoiding, well, your results will go like this, like my athlete who sent me that thing in their check-in, okay? So coach removes guesswork and keeps you accountable because like you can get a fucking coach but if you don't do the thing, well, you're not going to get the result. So you can focus then on just showing up to the gym and with intensity and keeping it simple with your food. All the back end shit is fucking done. You don't have to think about that. Then your rate of progression is much higher with the coach because you've invested into the 90 days. You're invested. You have spent money. If you spend money on something, you are more likely to fucking do it. Whereas if you just buy a little fucking program or you follow one thing off YouTube, who's holding you accountable to that? You didn't spend anything. The more you invest in something, think about it like as betting on sport. I don't bet on sport, but I guarantee that a lot of guys out there, and maybe some women, bet on sport. How much more invested are you in that game? Holy fuck, this guy's got to fucking kick this goal and I win $3 billion. Coaching works the same way. And that would set you up change for the next years. Gambling probably won't. Don't gamble. Well, gamble a lot. Number 9, second best, and something that I have always made sure that I have at least 1 or twice a week is a training partner. And I really like to try and find a training partner who is better than me in some realm. Like the intensity is still the same, but just say they have, you know, a better back or chest, or they've been training for longer, or whatever it may be. You know, and a coach can fill this gap as well, because I love, you know, training with my clients as well. So you train together 2 of your workout sessions a week. Big lower body day for the girls. You know, heavy thrust squats. Getting, you know, the spotter adds that little bit extra of free competition. And everyone, when you're in the same room with someone, you're like, oh, I'm not competitive. Yes, you are, man. You want to get after it. You want to beat that person. They got an extra rep. Fuck it, I'm going to get an extra 2. Within control of good technique. You're not just throwing weight around is the most important thing. And then for the boys, big upper days, you know, there's nothing better than getting a big fucking pump with the boys and, you know, big high fives and bro fists at the end of it. Because accountability plus spotters plus competition, higher intensity, better results. Okay? So this is how I would really map out and make sure that you aren't stalling. And, you know, in the next sort of 90 days, how you're going to sort of progress very rapidly and see the results of, like what I spoke about on my story, is that, you know, a client comes to me and they want to train legs. I know that they're going to get a lot out of it. And I always make sure that I ask. We want to be tracking. We want to progress. We want to get stronger. We want to eat simple, tasty, repeatable meals that will fulfill all our macros and micros. Repeat. We do the basics exceptionally consistently well for 90 days. And guess what happens? We get a clear path forward. If you want an even clearer path, please hit that link in the bio to book a call, and we can map out exactly what your next 90 days look like. And of course, like I said here, if you message me the word better on Instagram, not only do you get a free gift of me breaking down your training for free, but I also might throw something else in there for the lucky few that do it. Goodbye.